Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Happy Maximize This Monday. Wow, what a couple weeks I've had, huh? Up and down and up and down. Hopefully, I'm back on the right track. August 1st, here we come. Yeah, with 74 days of inventory. Do you believe it? Oh my gosh, how can it just happen overnight? But it did. It did. And I hope you're all ready to hit this market running. We listed 300 homes, of which 231 were single family. And of those, let's see, of those 89 that were just listed were now 470 and under, because guess what? The median price went down. The median price went down. And let me turn my thing off. Drive me crazy. Okay, short drive. Anyway, yeah, so we have 36% of the market that's 470 and under. I noticed a lot of price reductions, and I'm sure you did too. Amazing, amazing. Let me do a quick sound check here just to make sure my internet has been, the air conditioning, the internet, yeah, lots of things. Yeah, it sounds like it's okay. That's a good thing. I don't see Jimmy yet this morning. We have a class today. We have an agency class, and it's really a good one. It's about, it's ethics. It's ethics today. And it's, did you cross the line with your negotiations? So it's really a really good class, and Jimmy always makes it relevant to today, what's going on today. If you haven't signed up, go to be.vegas. It's not too late. You can sign up almost till 10 o'clock so you can get the link. If you're Zooming, or walk in, if you're just going to come into the classroom, we've got plenty of seats. Looks like most people have been Zooming lately. I guess because it's summertime, because of the weather, whatever. But we did have a full house for the crypto class, so that was really fun. But anyway, on we go here. Yeah, the median price at 470. And you know what else? Here's the sad news, everybody. We only sold 88 homes a day in July. That means a lot of people didn't get commission checks. The $1 million homes kept popping off at 5 a day, though. But for the median price and the regular sales, 88 per day. And 5 of those were because that includes all the sales. 5 of those were the $1 million. And we did have typically our investors, they were bumping in there about 30 a day. So those are still your sales. I get it. Those are still your sales. But wow, what a shift in the market. What a shift in the market. So today, I want to talk, I just want to say something about, recession. Recession is a fact. And we have to, of course, live with it, right? We have to live with this recession. But what meaning do you give to it? I think that's, what I've been kind of thinking about this weekend. And it's the meaning you give to it. And then once you give it a meaning, it's the decisions you make and the commitment to action that you are going to take. Now, you have to focus, of course. You have to focus. And you can't focus on fear. No, you cannot. No, it's not even you just can't do it. It's not an option, is what I was going to say. And how do you feel? How do you feel? What's your state? Are you happy? Are you feeling successful? Are you feeling like you can handle what's going to happen in the next 6 months, next 5, 6, 7 months, maybe 9 months? We don't know. But you need to figure out what you can do. What can you do? What can you focus on? What meaning are you going to give the word recession? And is that meaning that you give it going to cause you to focus on something, not fear, and feel what you can do? And you might need to make some new choices. It's okay. It's okay. The meaning of the recession. Make it be an opportunity. There's going to be less people probably. We're just showing you less. There's less numbers. And maybe there's going to be some people that might just drop out of real estate because they're not making their numbers, or it's not working for them. 88 sales is not a lot. Last year we were doing, let's see, what does it say? Last year, 143. My goodness. Wow. That's a big, big difference. Not quite double, not quite half, but that's a lot of people not getting paid, everybody. A lot of people are not getting paid. So this recession could get rid of a lot of real estate agents that can't make it, can't pay their dues, can't do the things. It becomes not, just not attainable anymore because perhaps they were paying for leads. Yeah, a lot of those agents that are going to go by the wayside, they were paying for leads. They weren't building a database. They didn't have a plan to farm. They didn't have a plan to build relationships, which those, are qualified opportunities. Leads, I don't know. Who wants to pay $100 for a Zillow lead? I think we figured out it's 2 cents. It's about 2 cents when you qualify your own leads. And why wouldn't you do that? There was a fellow named Ricky Caruth, very, very successful agent. And in 2008, he got into the business and he decided his decision was to follow like the Tom Ferry people and follow the Brian Buffini people and go out and farm. And he started making 20 calls a day. And then he started making 40 calls a day. And he figured, hey, if I get a lead, guess what I have to do? I have to make a phone call. Right? If I get a referral, guess what I have to do? I have to make a phone call. So you have to make that phone call. You have to make that connection. So maybe part of your focus the next 6, 8, 9 months is going to be on getting a farm and start finding the phone numbers. You can find the phone numbers. Geez, let me think. There's so many places. Bigfoot.com, White Pages, RedX. I mean, there's so many places that you can look for phone numbers. And then if you have a farm, you can always put a mailer out, right? We used to put a little return card in there and say, you want to be in our raffle, just send us your email and your phone number and we'll put you in the raffle. And you don't have to buy the ticket. But we want to give you something for giving us something, which is your phone number and email so that we can talk to you about the market. Not sell you a house or sell your house, but talk to you about the market, give you the market updates. And that's the other thing. When you do make these phone calls, it should be about the market and about what's going on. You're the expert. They wonder, when you Google what are people wanting, they're wanting to know about the market, and especially now, right? With 6% interest rates. What does that mean? Should I sell my house maybe because prices are going to go down? Well, we've already seen the median price has gone down. So you already have some information to give them. You already see there's less sales, right? So you already see that means there's less competition. So there's lots of things that you can glean from what has occurred with the market shift. Anyway, I want to let Tom Ferry talk to you about a recession a little bit. I liked what he said, and so let me solo me and solo him, and whoops, come on, where'd he go? Oh, gosh, sometimes solo me off. There he is. Solo him on. Come on. God love me. Okay. See if we can hear him.
So we're in a recession, but my question is, what are you making that mean? What's the story you're telling yourself? I'm constantly challenging people to remember that this could be your second, your third, your fourth, fifth recession. And every time it takes 4 to 9 months and then sometimes up to a year and a half for the emotion to get back in gear. But the reality is this is going to end. And my question for you is, can you have the perspective to say to yourself, this is a moment in time, but in 2 years it's over. And in the totality of my life, in the dash of my life, from the day I was born to the day I passed, this will be a micro moment. If you can keep that perspective, then you can do the second thing, which is to keep moving forward. Ask yourself, how can I bring more value to the people around me? How can I make sure that emotionally and mentally I'm at my very best? Maybe this is the time that I'm training harder, reading more books, studying more programs, doing everything I can to become better, because then when the market turns, and it always does, you're infinitely better and not that person that's dug themselves into a hole and now it's hard for them to get out. The market's just marketing along. The real question is, what are you committed to? And now it's hard for them to get out. The market's just marketing along. So we're in a recession, But my question is, what are you making that mean? What's the story you're telling yourself? I'm constantly challenging people to remember that this could be your second, your third, your fourth, fifth recession. And every time it takes 4 to 9 months and then sometimes up to a year and a half for the emotion to get back in gear. But the reality is this is going to end. And my question for you is, can you have the perspective to say to yourself, this is a moment in time, but in 2 years it's over. And in the totality of my life, in the dash of my life, from the day I was born to the day I passed, this will be a micro moment. If you can keep that perspective, then you can do the second thing, which is to keep moving forward. Ask yourself, how can I bring more value to the people around me? How can I make sure that emotionally and mentally I'm at my very best? Maybe this is the time that I'm training harder, reading more books, studying more programs, doing everything I can to become better, because then when the market turns, and it always does, you're infinitely better and not that person that's dug themselves into a hole and now it's hard for them to get out. The market's just marketing along. The real question is, what are you committed to?
So that's what he says. What are you committed to? And that's what we were talking about earlier. What's going to be your commitment now that the market has shifted? And are you going to learn about the market so that when you call people, you have something to talk about? Talk about what's happening in the market and how the price has gone down and things like that. There's so much that we're going to discuss in the next several months about that. Segueing over now to this gal who is absolutely amazing. Let me see if I can find her. Where did she go? Let me get rid of this. And here we go. This gal, Jason Pantana, interviewed her, and it's all about video. And you're just absolutely going to be delighted because probably there's a little bit of her in you or you in her, right? So let's listen to this as Jason Pantana interviews her.
Here we go. I am so pumped for today's conversation. So Luz, first question out of the gate, what would you say to the viewers is your marketing superpower?
Well, I am super excited to be here as well. And I will say that is my authenticity. Like people love me for who I am and for my energy and what I bring to the table. So every time that I go to any event, so when people start following me on Instagram, they will say stuff like, oh my gosh, Luz, you are the same. And for me, it has been very powerful to be able to keep myself grounded and be very true to myself in everything I do. Like, for instance, this morning, an agent that is Tom Ferry client in Portugal, she messaged me this morning and she goes like, oh my gosh, Luz, I've been following you since I joined Tom Ferry, and I would love to have you in my office to give a talk to my agents. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I have never met her in person. And, she connected with me with, through my energy, the things that she sees in me in Instagram and Facebook or in any other social media.
I think that's so true because like any marketing channel, whether it's social media or something different, at the end of the day, it's putting a megaphone to whatever you are, and you are the product. And so why would I want to be anything other than authentic or genuine? Because that's what you're selling, right? You're selling you and your business and the way you conduct business. That's a great answer. Talk to us about how you've built your brand. And just for context, you're running a growing, successful team in Miami. Y'all are crushing it, no doubt. Your social media is a huge part of that, but just kind of take us through the journey of how you built your brand.
Well, when everything started, as you know, Tom Ferry, he says all the time, video. So I think it was 4 years ago when I finally decided as a request from my coach to really go deep on video. Yeah. At the beginning, I was very stressed. It was so much to handle, like what to say, how to say it, how was it that I was going to connect with people. And yeah, it was a journey, but we have been working very consistently, and I think that's the key, to be very consistent, because sometimes we start doing something and then we get super busy. Stuff happen in our life. We go on vacation. Something happen in our family, and then we stop. And then when we stop, we have to start all over again. So for me, it has been the ability to have people in my team helping me, my videographer, my content creation manager. So they hold me accountable every day. And I know that everything is going to be done on time and we're supposed to do, because somebody else is taking care of everything else. I just have to get together with them, create what is it that we're going to do, and then everything gets done. Instead of when I try to do it myself because I have to have control of everything, then things get into the crowd.
It's funny. I know. So like what you said rings really true. I mean, to me, real estate, the industry at large has a high rate of failure. There's stats that talk about how many agents ultimately fail in this business, and they're not overly encouraging, but I would argue fundamentally the reason behind it is dabbling. Agents don't necessarily know what works, and so they try this and it doesn't work, so they try that, and then they try this, and then they try that, and they don't stick with it long enough to really reap the rewards of the work they've been doing, because the results are truly in the repetition. So it sounds like the way you built your brand was really video first. Tom Ferry, your coach at Tom Ferry, was like video, video, video. They convinced you to do it. And it also seems like along the way you realized, I need to bring some people in around me to operationalize this. At what point in the journey did you make that choice to say, I'm going to actually invest in bringing people alongside me to help?
Well, when we first started doing video, I remember I bought every single gadget, like microphones, everything, like you name it, I have it. Did you use the gadgets or just sit them on the desk and never use them? They still are sitting on the table.
Exactly.
Like the other day I was talking to one of my agents and she goes like, I have a camera that you lended to me. And I was like, me? I don't even remember that I bought the damn camera. Well, the thing was that at the beginning it was super stressful because one, I needed to learn how to use all those gadgets. That's number one. And number two, I wasn't connecting. Like I was, watching my own videos, and I couldn't stand what I was watching because I wasn't, looking at the camera. I was reading. Everything was scripted. And then I remember I told my coach, I am not enjoying this. I am super stressful every time that I have to record. And I feel that I'm not connecting to anybody. No one is watching my videos. And I feel so disappointed. And then I remember she said, darling, what about if we keep improving your skills so that way you can hire somebody to help you? And I was like, yeah, I'm on.
It's funny. Even the way you said that, I'm like, oh, I know who her coach is. I know exactly who it is. That's funny.
So, that was one of my best coaching tips, because that's exactly what we did. We brought somebody on the team. So now I have a videographer for about 3 years now.
Okay.
We meet once a month. And then, I bring a few outfits. We record from like 3 to 4 hours. Okay. And when we decide that we need to stop is when my smile goes away.
Yeah, fatigue.
If I feel like, oh no, I like, this is not me, we will stop. But if I still have the energy to keep going, we will record until we finish all the topics that we have for the day. We don't script anything. Everything is like, the only thing that we will do is like, okay, these are the topics that we want to talk today about, and then I will go.
What level of prep goes into that? Do y'all have a correspondence in between the sessions, or tell me more about like the day of the shoot and how you prep and all that?
Well, the day before of the shooting, he will send me a list of topics that he wants me to talk about. And then that day of the shooting, well, the day before, the night before, I will get all my outfits, prep. Again, if that's something that is okay for you, like if you are into that. In my case, I like to be very well put together. I need to get my hair done. As Tom always said, when you feel good, you perform good. So for me, feeling good is like feeling beautiful, well put together, my hair done, my makeup on, everything that I'm wearing, super cute. And then, you know, he will go, okay, which one do you want to do first? And then I said, like, I look at the list and I said, okay, whatever. I don't like, it doesn't matter which one I'm going to say first, because something that I also learned from my coach is she used to say, Luz, you're talking with your clients. So it's basically, instead of you thinking that you are talking to 100 people or you know how many people, you are talking, in this case, I'm talking to you. So if I'm talking to you, am I reading anything?
No.
No. So that's exactly what I do in my videos. I just have to know the topic that I'm going to talk about. And that's it. This is my business. I know this business in and out. So you can ask me any questions about real estate and I will have the answers. So
I was going to ask, how does your videographer source the list of topics? What does that look like?
Well, he goes on Google and he finds, like, you know, what are the trending topics on Google? And then he goes like, this is what I found. And then also through all the videos that I watch from all the amazing people in this ecosystem, then, you know, for instance, if you do a video and I like your topic, then I will save it. Yeah. Then when he send me his list, I will say like, oh, Jason did this one that I find very nice, so I can do this one as well. Okay. So it's a combination from what he brings plus the topics that I heard through the ecosystem that we added to the list.
What are some of the topics that you would say these ones are crushing it right now? They're really resonating with consumers. What would you share with the viewers about videos they should be making topic-wise?
Well, number one is, how's the market? People ask that all the time. Is the market going to crash? Is something bad is going to happen? The recession and all that. So super important to do that. People connect a lot with specific topics. Like, for instance, I'm in Miami, and in Miami, there is a lot of people coming from other countries, like, you know, Latin America. Yeah. So there was a video that I remember I did last year, and it was, how can someone that does not have a legal green card can buy a house?
Huh.
And that was bananas. Like the amount of people that I received that call me, because usually, you know, if you want to buy a house, you need to have a green card, 2 years of income taxes and all the other steps. So people have this misconception that if you don't have the green card, maybe for, you know, everybody watching this that is, you know, American citizen might not know what is a green card. But basically means that somebody came from another country, and the first process that they have to go through if they decide that they want to stay here and go through all the immigration process is that green card. So when people watch my video and knew that they didn't need the green card, they were like, oh my God, I can buy a house. And then I was able to help a lot of people thanks to that video. So what I will say is, find those topics that, those questions that people are asking you all the time. And from there, you will get your topics.
Okay.
If you are asking me something, most likely 100 people out there have the same question.
I think it's also important just to stress, you're simply answering questions. I think the bit you said about, I'm talking to my clients, I'm talking to people one-on-one, it's conversational. It's not me on a lectern giving some kind of a speech per se. So I think that is a really good nugget. I hope people really remember that one. But I also think this idea of just answer questions. What are the questions you're getting every day? What's specific to your niche, your nuance of expertise, and then talk to those things? It's super important. Tell me, when it comes to your video strategy, what platform or platforms are you really like most focused on?
Instagram, 100%.
Okay. Why?
Why? Because I feel that I can be 100% myself. Like, for instance, the way that we do it is on my feed, my team manage my whole feed. But then on my stories is me sweating at the gym at 6 a.m. in the morning, me doing my hair, me showing houses, me doing whatever. So that way people can connect not only with what they see on my feed, but what they're seeing me on real life on my stories.
Yeah, I like that. That's good. I find Instagram to be kind of the most democratic in the sense that it's got the most variety of different types of posts. And so it's a great place for home base. Tell us more about your team. So we have the videographer, and it sounds like you only shoot with the videographer 1 day a month. True or false? True? Okay.
Right. Yes.
And it sounds like you're mostly doing like direct to camera, kind of answering questions. Are these reels or long form videos or a combo?
We used to do long, like, YouTube and then IGTV, but then, with all the changes, now we are focusing only on Reels. Now that the Reels increase on time, so now we are like very focused on just creating Reels. And yes, we meet once a month, and then we shoot all the videos that we're gonna do. And as I was saying before, we will do it until I feel fatigue. When the smile goes away, that's it.
We're done.
We're done.
We're done. What about like listing videos and things like that?
We do listing videos, mostly like, if it's a very nice house, then we will do a listing video. Houses has been selling so fast that, to be very honest and transparent with you, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah. That's changing. So it can be added to the mix.
We're going to go back to the market before COVID. Let's put it that way. But let's rephrase that. Before COVID, we used to do listing videos.
And now we're going to do them again. Yeah, I love it.
Now we're going back again. Yes.
Okay. And then who else is it? I think people watching are probably like, okay, I feel stressed out. They're imagining of how much work goes into making videos, and I want people around me. I think what you experienced there was a really common feeling for like just the daunting nature of making content and being on social. So you had the videographer. Who else is supporting you?
Well, I also have content creator. So she takes care of everything that goes on my newsletter, everything that goes into my Facebook for my company, and my Instagram as well, my Google My Business page, and my YouTube. It is impossible, in my way of thinking, to do everything by yourself.
It is. It's not just your way of thinking. It's just reality.
And something that I learned through coaching is like, I have to focus my energy and my intentions on the income producing activities.
And to those watching, when it comes to social media, what are those activities?
Yeah, and for me, those activities are calling my past client in my database, going on appointments, and negotiating deals.
That's right. That's right.
That's what I have to do. Everything else, if I can hire somebody to do, I don't know, to run my social media for whatever that amount, it will pay off because it's going to get done. Number one, that's the most important part. It's going to get done. And number two, I'm not an expert in that.
No. Well, I think what's really critical is I think you've determined your highest and best use when it comes to social media is put me on video. Just put me on the video, and then that's the extent of my role. Put me on the video, my voice, my face, and then I'm done.
Exactly. 100%.
Oh, Lucy dropped out.
Here.
There you
Hi.
go. Hey.
Hey, how are you?
Amazing, amazing. Excited.
So anyway, that was a really good clip from Jason and that great gal. I was talking earlier about recession, and maybe we can talk about that a little bit in class today. But how are you?
That's great. We have August, September, October, November, and then Christmas.
I know. Yeah.
We're only 5 months away from Christmas.
Right. Yeah. And just so everybody knows, we have a class on Thursday, which is agency. And we also are sending out our Brian Buffini. We're going to start that August the 19th at 11 o'clock. We hope everybody will think about it. It's $28 a week for 14 weeks if you divide it. And Jimmy, we love this class because it really, I can't think of a better time to do it than now, because I was saying earlier that, recession is a fact, but it's the meaning you give it. And you have to make some decisions based on what you're going to do and how you're going to focus, and then what kind of commitment you're going to make and what actions you're going to take. And I think that taking 100 days to greatness is a great thing to do facing the next, let's say, 2 years. of a changing market. What do you think about
Well,
Brian?
number one, this is the only time we're going to give it this year. So if they don't
Yes.
sign up now, they're going to miss it. That's number one. Number two, I put my money where my mouth is. I'm going to Buffini next week in San Diego because, and I don't get to go for free. I'm paying, just like we're suggesting to them, invest in your business, invest in yourself, invest in your growth. And sometimes it's just going back to the basics. They may not learn a whole lot new here, but the accountability that it brings and the fact that you're around other people that are willing to be accountable and work on their basic skills. I mean, I was talking to somebody the other day about scripts, and I know the mayor script is the most important script that there is, according to every trainer that I've heard. Everyone, Tommy, all the way back to Tommy Hopkins and Roger Butcher. It's the mayor campaign. And how well do we do that? How often do we practice it? But Tom interviewed a couple agents not too long ago, and they both, first-year agents, both making six figures in their first year, and they both said they spend a certain amount of time on scripts. And if you're not spending time on scripts, that's worth the cost right there. Just sign up just for the scripts practice, because we're going to practice scripts every session.
Yeah. In addition to the 2 hours every week, which is $28, which is $14 an hour, you get all the marketing materials, and then you learn how to use them. And we market our farm, and we constantly get people saying, "Oh, I love the materials you send." And then we have a conversation about the market and what have you. I don't ever bring up buying or selling. I let them bring it up. And it's been very successful for us.
Well, and this girl just said on the interview, she just said, you know what, I outsource the things that I'm not good at, or the things that I can outsource. And outsourcing the marketing to Buffini with the quality of his pieces that go out, it makes you look really professional. And
Yes.
It's done for you. You don't have to think about it at all. All you got to say is, hey, it's the 1st, we send out our items of value today. Hey, it's the 15th, we send out our emails today. It's such a plan, and it's all done for you. All you got to do is just pull the trigger.
Right, exactly. Well, Jimmy, I'm going to get on my way down to the class today, and I will see you shortly. And hopefully this week I'll be back on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Those are my days. Yes, hi, Kane. Yeah. Okay, Jimmy, see you soon. See everybody. Hi, Kane.
Hi.
Bye.